Hey y'all, thanks for coming back to watch another video. Gonna be a story video this time, and it's gonna be a continuance of the last story I told last week. It's a trapping story about a crazy beaver, but this one has me, my little brother, and a friend of ours that always went on the trap line with me. So if you guys are ready to listen to a great story, which I personally think was one of the funniest times I ever had running a trap line, hang in through the intro. Let's go.
There I was, back in the wild again.
Alright, you guys, thanks for sticking through the intro. So we had established a trapping line on the Finley Creek. Now, unknown to us, we were actually trespassing on a man's property where he was bow hunting. So I end up talking to this man. He tells me of a place that we had looked at prior, wanting to run a trap line because, I mean, it was obviously full of beaver. And we asked the people who lived right there at the creek for permission. They told us no. Well, come to find out, it wasn't their property. They had no right to tell us no. The man I ran into gave us permission. It was his property. He told me to please trap all the beavers out of there because they were damming up the creek and causing flooding issues on his property. So we pulled our traps and we head back downstream to where this beaver ponds are at. Now there's a bridge, and this bridge, you could stop on this bridge and you could see a beaver dam right by the bridge. I mean, there's a beaver dam right there. It was pond up pretty good, and there's a beaver lodge. But then right behind that lodge, you could see another beaver dam, and then another lodge. And it just kept going way back up in there. And they had built up a big slough area, which is just a body of standing water, not a pond, because it will flood, and it's kind of swampy. So, anyways, they had taken up quite a bit of this man's property by building these dams and lodges. And what happens is the beaver, they have family units. Well, once they become mature, the older beavers, they get pushed out, you know what I mean? So they have to go upstream or downstream and find their own territory. Problem is, some of them don't go very far. And they'll build their own dam and create their own territory, right? So that's what had happened is the beavers had lived there for so long, the families were getting so big that there was just not that much area, right? So they were just stacking up on top of each other. So we went in there and we started running sets. Well, I use conibear traps, which are probably the most humane traps to use when it comes to trapping beaver and otter and muskrat. It's just an instant dispatch. We were catching these beavers with conibear left and right, just setting them and checking them when we were walking out and catching beaver. I mean, it was just all day for quite a few days, and we're talking large adult beaver. We'll say it that way. But I was using really big conibears. But beside the point. So we're doing a lot of bank sets. I like setting slides and bank sets for conibears and catching them that way. It's real easy. They just boom, slide right down into your trap. It's over. Well, we had got to a point to where these beaver, the ones that were left, they were getting smart to these conibear traps. And they were going around my traps. They were not wanting to get anywhere near one of my conibear traps. They were making new slides. They were taking different routes. I mean, it was changing everything up. So I pull all the conibear traps, take them home, swap them out for foothold traps. Now we're using number 4 footholds, and there might have been some number 3s, but number 4 footholds is what we're using, and that's what my grandpa used, so that's what I bought. I really didn't foothold trap beaver. I mean, conibears was my way to go. I had traps, but I really didn't use them. Well, my little brother, he liked using them, so he basically starts setting these foothold traps. I set a couple, but I never caught nothing in my foothold traps. It's a different style of setting, different technique. So I never really, I don't know. Once I couldn't use the conibears, I pretty much became a cameraman. So that's another thing. I had a Sony cam, one of them little handy cams, and I would record my trap lines way back then. And I've got some 8mm somewhere, tape, I don't know, because I've moved and there's stuff I still haven't unpacked from like 10 years ago. And I'm not kidding you guys. I got stuff in a storage unit I haven't even went through. And I'm thinking those tapes might be in a storage unit. But anyways, one of these days I'll find them and I'll figure out how to dub them onto YouTube, and I'll make some videos from original 8mm. Gosh, no telling how long that'll take. I don't know. Let's get the story going again. All right, so I used to film it with the Sony Handycam. This day I was just filming. My brother had, and my trapping buddy, they had basically just set foothold traps. I didn't mess with it, didn't want to, not my gig. Alright, so my brother and trapping buddy, they're setting foothold sets. Now they're basically setting bank sets everywhere. Just setting bank sets, making sets where water runs over the dam. Go over there and just mess with it a little bit. You don't want to tear it up because that's illegal. We're not destroying nothing. But all you have to do, seriously, is just move a few sticks around so that the water flow goes a little bit faster. And I mean, it just has to be a little bit faster, y'all. Not much. You don't have to tear nothing up to do this. You just move some stuff around, make that water flow a little bit faster. You can set a foothold set right there on the dam and you'll probably catch one. Put a drowning cable on it and all that. Well, that's what they were doing. So they were setting all these foothold sets everywhere, and we had followed this beaver community pond upstream and got to where we was back to the creek again. So my brother decided there's a little skinny spot that come off the main creek, made like a stream around a root wad and stuff, and come right back into the beaver pond. Well, the rocks were real shiny. There wasn't no moss growing on them or nothing, and they were real shiny, so you could tell where beaver had been going through that narrow stream, and their bellies were sliding on the rocks and keeping them clean and shiny. I mean, there is like a path underwater, right, on the rocks. You could just see it. So we knew that they were taking that route around that root wad and probably using the narrow stream to get up on the bank and stuff, right? So he decides to set a trap in that little narrow stream. Now, granted, this narrow stream goes right up against a bank because a tree has fallen, right? Big root wad. The creek cut through underneath the tree, right through the bank, and made a little stream. So there's just this little tiny flat spot off this bank where they can stand, my brother and our trapping buddy, Big Jim. His name wasn't Jimmy, but everybody called him Jimmy. I never did. I still don't know why. He said he liked it. I don't know. But anyways, we called him Big Jim. He's a big old boy. I mean, a big old fella. So they're over there, and that's what makes this story even funnier, y'all. Because Big Jim is so big, and my little brother, he's not little. Anyways, so they got this little bitty patch of flat land where he has used to set his trap. And this time, now, he learned a lesson from the last drag where, you know, in the last story, I encountered the beaver where he set the same type of set, exact same one, but he used a very lame drag. So, or anchor, I don't call, everyone calls it something different. But to me, an anchor is like a rock, a drag is a limb or a branch or grapple hook. Anyways, side point. So, we're getting to the exciting part. So this time he uses a good drag. Now it's Big Jim's birthday. Okay, so I gotta add that. Big Jim's birthday is on this day. And he had actually caught a beaver and was real happy about it. So this is the last trap that we're gonna check. We're gonna head back to the van after we check this trap. We're walking up on the trap, I'm filming, you know, and my brother and Jim, they're up there talking, and they're talking about the last trap and hope they caught something, and man, it's a good set and all this, you know, trapper talk. And I think we sang happy birthday to Big Jim. Happy birthday. So anyways, we get to the set and the trap's gone. So that's a good sign, right? That means we caught something that took off. Now we got to start looking for the drag or see if we can track this thing and find out where it's at. So we're looking around and we find the drag. And the drag is just down creek just a little bit, and it's wrapped up in some rocks, but we can't see the trapper beaver because the water gets a little deep right there. Beaver was going for a dive. Well, luckily that drag got hung up in some big rocks and it couldn't go nowhere. So we're thinking it had drowned, right? Like, woohoo! My little brother, he gets out in the creek and he's walking down the creek a little ways, and he goes over to the drag and he gets it untangled and he starts dragging it back up the creek. Oh, Jim, he's standing on the bank. Yeah. We got one, yeah. One more, got one more, last set. That's good luck. Well, my brother, they're talking, I'm filming, and I'm not paying attention. I thought the beaver had drowned. So while my brother's dragging this thing through the water, maybe it resuscitated it. I don't know. Maybe the beaver got brought back to life, but that thing spun a 180, and my brother's just walking along. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. And he looks back just to look at the beaver, right, to see how big it is. And as soon as he looks back, y'all, that beaver spins a 180 and up out of the water like a rocket. My brother throws that. My brother throws that drag like at the beaver, but really just to get rid of it, but it kind of went towards the beaver, which helped him. Like he just chucked it like that. And he's walking on water, you guys. He's he's screaming. Hey, I'm holding the camera. I can't do nothing. For some reason, I'm just locked on watching. I'm not giving advice. I'm not just watching. You can hear me laughing. I'm laughing. But so my brother, he's walking on water out of this creek screaming. I'm not kidding. Just like a just like a little kid. So anyways, instantly, and I mean instantly, you guys, as soon as that beaver turned on my brother, and my brother started running and screaming, "Oh, Big Jim!" he got real excited, and I got them both in frame. And I'm watching both of them, and he starts jumping up down. He's telling my brother, "Run, run!" Well, okay, so these Finley Creek beavers they're really mean. They're really mean, you guys. Oh my goodness. This is one of the funniest moments I've ever had trapping or doing anything. It's so funny watching them guys. So my brother, because Big Jim is telling him to run, 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 my brother is running right to Big Jim, right? So Big Jim realizes this. This all happens in seconds. That's why I wish I could find that video. Big Jim he realizes my little brother's running straight for him, and he can see this beaver is right on my brother's heels. He's chasing him. The beaver's chasing him. So Big Jim's like, no, don't come over here. Don't run to me. Don't run to me, Jay. Don't run to me. And it's too late. By the time these words come out, Jay's already there. So he's ran right into Big Jim. I mean, like right into him. Big Jim turns immediately because the beaver's right there. It's coming out of the water. The beaver is coming out of the water. So Jay runs into Big Jim. Jim spins a 180, and they head straight for the bank. Now listen, you guys. This is about a 6 or 7 foot bank. It could have been taller than that because Big Jim was about 6'2", I think, and the bank was definitely taller than him. They was trying to climb this bank. But the kicker, the kicker is, this bank is covered in sticker bushes, blackberry patch. It's absolutely covered. It is a briar patch that they're trying to climb through to get up this bank to get away from a beaver that is technically now about 15 foot away from them and had stopped. As soon as the beaver got out of the water, it stopped right at the bank, and it's standing there just chomping its teeth at them. Now I'm just standing back, not moving, just filming this whole thing, laughing. I'm dying laughing because they are pulling each other down this bank to climb over the top of each other to get up the bank. They're not trying to help each other up the bank. They're not trying to, form some sort of really quick plan, I mean, literally Big Jim could have just chucked my brother up there and climbed up. My brother could have pulled him up. You know what I mean? They could have got up, but the beaver wasn't even attacking no more. These guys are still in full flight mode, and they're trying to get up this bank. Okay, so I'm watching them fight over this, and they're climbing over each other, but they finally do work their way up to the top of the bank. They've made it through the sticker patch. They've made it up the bank, and now right at the top of the bank, about, 3 or 4 foot from the bank, is a barbed wire fence. So they get all the way up on the bank. Now they're just hugging this fence, and they're telling me, they're yelling down at me to get the beaver, kill the beaver, get the beaver. I'm like, no, I'm filming. I said, nope, I'm a cameraman. I said, I'm recording, I'm the cameraman. I can't do it. You should have seen the look on their faces when they realized I really wasn't going to. That they had to come down and do it. their trap, their beaver, their mess. Right? I'm just recording. So anyways, they're up there basically rock, paper, scissors, right? Trying to see who's coming down first. Well, for some reason, Big Jim, he was absolutely terrified of that beaver. That beaver could have been a 800-pound grizzly bear, and he'd have had the same fear for that beaver. He was scared to death. Anyways, my brother ends up sliding down the bank. So I'm filming it. He slides down, and now when he's staying tight to the bank though. The beaver's still just sitting there. It's just watching it. The beaver, I don't think it realizes. I mean, I told you guys they don't understand English, so the beaver's confused. It's just hanging out, trying to see what's going to happen next, I guess. Anyways, it still acts and looks pretty mean. I mean, it was still mad. Anyways, sorry, my nose is stopped up. The weather changed. It snowed in Missouri. But anyways, my brother, he's hugging the bank. Big Jim's trying to slide down right behind him. The two become one at the bank. At the bank, they just merged right into each other. Anyways, my brother's yelling at me, "Get me something to club it with. Throw me your walking stick." I'm like, last time I let you use my walking stick, you broke it. No. So I'm looking around, I'm like, I don't see nothing. I'm not really looking that good. And then finally, you know what I see? I see the deadest, weakest looking, rotted branch that could have been in that whole area. I can't believe it was laying there. Waterlogged and everything. I mean, this thing was basically punk wood. It was just a big sponge of wood, barely holding together. I was like, hold on, I found one. So I go over and I grab that branch. I don't know how it stayed together when I picked it up. I was like, here you go, bub. Well, in all the excitement, as soon as I handed it to him, he thought for sure I'd handed him something solid. Everything was gonna pan out, right? It's fixing to end. The whole thing's fixing to be over. He didn't even pay attention to what I handed him. So I hand him that old soggy punk wood branch. And he walks up to that beaver, and as soon as I handed him the branch, you guys, he swelled up. He got real brave, because now he had a way to defend himself. You know what I mean? He walks up to that beaver, and that beaver stands up on its hind legs. My brother jumps back. He's like, and he's talking to this beaver. I'm like, they don't understand English. And he's trying to talk to the beaver. I'm like, they don't know. I was like, Jim. I said, Big Jim, make a move. Because as big as Jim is, as big as Jim is, I knew that if Jimmy moved, that beaver was going to see him, and he was going to look at Big Jim, and he wouldn't look at my brother. My brother'd be able to slip in real quick, coup de grace, right? That was my plan. That's what I thought would happen. So what happens? Big Jim makes a move, but he don't move far enough. The beaver looks at Jim, but as soon as the beaver looked at him, he froze. Right? He just froze like a statue. So, as soon as Jim moves, my brother makes a move. The beaver looks at Jim. He freezes. My brother makes a move. The beaver looks back at my brother. Boom! He comes after my brother. He turns on him. My brother, ah! Oh my goodness. Oh, and he tries to hit this beaver, right? He's like, ah, he screams, swings. Hey, halfway down, the branch breaks off. You see the top half of the branch, it goes flying, and he swings and just misses the beaver by a foot. So now this beaver, he's took a swing at him. So now this beaver has targeted. And he's locked in, and he comes for my brother. My brother heads straight back to Big Jim. Right into him, right? Runs into Big Jim. They're starting to go up the bank. I'm like, quit running from the beaver. It's not gonna hurt you. I said, Jay, get a stick, find something. There's gotta be something over there. Well, right there, I mean, there was. It was a branch that a beaver had chewed the bark off of, so it was pretty green still. It was a couple inches around. It was a perfect little club. And he looks down, picks it up, and I'm like, now get it. He's like wanting to throw the stick to me. Because the beaver's not one time the beaver looked at me, guys. Not one time did it pay attention to me. I never moved. I just stayed in the same spot. And I think if the beaver would have come at me, I probably would have filmed it coming right on to me, because I was just locked into that camera. You know, I did not want to leave that camera. So anyways, I'm like, no, I'm not going to kill it. I'm not doing it. You got to do it. Your deal. So finally he's like, well, distract it. I'm like, no, I'm not becoming a target. I said, Jim, make a move. Jim slides down from behind Jay, runs around down the bank, runs around to Jay's left. The beaver turns towards Jim. Jay runs in, quack. Over. I said, happy birthday, Jim. Needless to say, you guys, we pulled the traps. We decided we was done trapping that area. But we did clean out all the adult beavers. When we left, there were still some babies and little juveniles. And that was a really good trapping spot. We was stacking them up like cordwood in the back of that old van, no doubt about it. When we got down there into that beaver community where there were several lodges and ponds, I mean, dang man, we cleared them out. And that guy was very appreciative. We talked to him later. He thanked us for helping him out with that. They went in, because once all the beavers have been eradicated, adult beavers have been eradicated, the landowner can come in and he can destroy them dams and open his creek and get his property back. And that's what he did. And as far as I know, it's still cleared wide open. And one thing I learned is when beavers attack you guys, don't try to talk to them. Just run. Find the clearest path and run. They have really short legs. They won't go very far, but do not try to communicate with beavers. It will not work. No matter what, don't let nothing bring you down, you guys. I hope everybody got a good laugh out of this one, because I'm telling you, I could barely tell this story. I'm just I'm gonna laugh for hours after this. No matter what, don't ever sweat the little stuff. If something's bugging you, call a friend, call a family member, call 988, go to church, talk to a preacher, sit down and just talk to God. No matter what, Don't ever give up. Squatch it. Pick yourself up and keep on keeping on. God bless everybody out there. Peace.